Good morning and welcome to the 2020 Rebel Rally live show presented by Kia. I'm Katie Kunkel and I'm here with my co-host Matthew Johnson, and we have done some reconnaissance this morning and found ourselves at a blue checkpoint. See what a blue checkpoint looks like. Will's over at it.
Yeah, so we have a blue flag at this one, and if you're semi-close to this environment, you're going to be able to see that flag. And we're kind of hidden out here in the trees, aren't we?
Yeah, we've found a very cool spot, which we're going to give you a tour of in a moment. But before we do that, let's go back and look at our day yesterday. We couldn't go live at Dumont Dunes, so we made you what Paige calls a fake live show, and we want to share it with you.
Well, here we are at Dumont Dunes. I've been here a couple times, but I tell you, every time I come, the place is a little different, and that's the way dunes are. They're constantly changing and evolving with the weather and the winds.
We can see over here on the right, we've found the first green checkpoint that the competitors will come upon, and remember they're going to sleep here for the evening. Super exciting part of the marathon leg is that you get to break away from base camps and have a self-camp night where we can cook and enjoy the outdoors. All right, so let's pretend we're rebels. The first thing we need to do is go and check the notice board.
That's a good point. Yeah. Do you want to go check the notice board? Okay. The stand is this way.
I know. He's so excited.
Well, I just like it because this rough crap is not why we're here. We're here to float around in the sand.
I know, but if you're a rebel, you've got to check the notice board. Right. There might be something important going on. John's always got such a good setup.
For that transition.
I don't think that there's any notices because I don't see one on the flag, but this is an official notice board. Hey, John.
What's up, boys and girls?
We're just simulating what a rebel would do. Do you have any notices for us?
Got to the trailer. What do you want us to do?
Oh, excellent. So can you tell us where the checkpoints are?
I cannot. Let's go on.
I'm a stone. That is what every single official says when a rebel tries to get information on it.
All right, should we just do what everybody wants to do when they get here?
Yeah.
Just go hit the biggest dune in front of you, like as fast as you can go?
Sure.
All right. As soon as we're kind of clear of a few of these bumps, we'll go ahead and pick up some speed and go ripping up here. Oh, it's soft. Watch this. Go ahead and bail. I'm not low range, and it's so soft I need the power in low range. So what we just learned is it's soft. So another little thing, so let's say you're out driving around the sand, you always want to be aimed nose downhill so you can get rolling again. So I'm just going to kind of aim like this.
It's a good tip for new players. Always aim downhill, because when you start up and you're facing uphill, you're not going to get going again.
All right. Now we'll have a little bit more power. He might be stuck. I think there's a decent chance he's stuck already.
Well, this is just what we need, a Max Trax demonstration. He is totally stuck.
Is Paige with him? Good. Shall we stop?
Yeah, we should stop.
Okay. I'm going to get aimed downhill so that I'm not also stuck here.
See, that's what happens when you drive with a professional. He's remembering to do all the right things. Paige is flying his drone, but he's going to have to get out and dig, I think. So, Nathan, why don't you go and take Paige's control of him and let him get himself out of the situation.
Neutral and just went.
That's what happens. Just once you sink, you're freaking.
Chris, in front of the tire?
Yeah. So what's happening here is Chris Chris Walker, our resident recovery
Don't
professional
throw me under the bus here.
who trains all of the rebels.
You know what I did?
What happened?
I knocked it into neutral by accident and just went bleh.
So he knocked it into neutral by accident and it went buh. But either way, however it happened, these guys are now using the Max Tracks as a shovel, digging out the sand from in front of the tyre and creating a little road. And so we've got Nathan on the other side, or maybe it's Tracy's on the other side. And Chris is going to put one in front of the front tyre as well. He's digging it out. And this is what the rebels need to do when they get stuck, and it will happen more than once in a day, for sure.
I love the Max Tracks as a shovel.
The Max Tracks as a shovel is pretty simple, right?
Yeah, I really like it as a shovel. It's got a lot of handholds on the side, and you can really get in there and get down with it.
And Tracy on our live crew I don't think she's ever done this in her life. I'm not sure she's ever seen dunes like this. And she is right in there amongst it. Tracy, you're going to have to do it next year. A future rebel in the making. Tracy, and there we've got Paige flying the drone, catching it all.
Oh wait, Paige's supposed to be digging.
I know.
He likes digging.
Paige. I ain't doing it. Okay, so now they've laid down all 4 Max Tracks.
Okay, so now as a driver, it's important to have a plan of where you're going to declare your place safe. Like, where's he going to go? If he goes straight downhill, it's going to be in the bottom of a bowl. So you can see that's slow. He's going to keep his momentum. And he's going to maybe come back up here and get pointed downhill.
Guess
But,
I'll get these.
Well done, Tracy. Well done.
Max Tracks also come with a strap, and the strap's important. Doesn't stop out of our sight. All right. Well, you get the point. You look at the front tire on my truck. It stops and sinks.
Chris, what happened there?
I was trying to shift down. I was losing a little bit of torque, so I wanted to go to a lower gear. I inadvertently knocked it into neutral, which immediately caused the car to dive and get stuck. Driver mistake.
Okay, so that was Max Tracks 101. It couldn't have happened at a better time. Here we are in Dumont Dunes. We've come all the way down from Trona Pinnacles. Everybody's just feeling it out a little bit in the sand. These dunes are huge. And if you don't get your head set and understand that you're in a completely different type of terrain, you can get into trouble quickly. But you have the right tools. Every rebel has to put their whip on. Max Tracks are the perfect tool for this kind of environment and digging out the sand, as we just saw. And the rebels will also air down their tyres so that they have more traction in the sand. Let's go and see what Matthew's up to.
You're digging, we're losing momentum, and it's time to turn down. Can't exactly see the texture here, so we're going to turn down for safety.
Yeah, I felt that. I couldn't see. I didn't feel like I could see the terrain.
Yeah, no idea how steep of a pitch you're on.
No.
Yeah, it's so disorienting being in the dunes. So you might see a few teams goofing off here and there, but the ones that goof off too much will overheat a diff, overheat a transmission, cause themselves other angst and trouble. So we often end up with a shot in Dumont of cars on that pitch. And a good run into that is from over here. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to put the throttle, full wood.
Yeah.
We call it full wood. What would that mean in New Zealand?
Not something we could talk about on live
Okay,
TV.
not part of a live show.
No
okay.
way.
We're going full wood. That's pedal to the metal style. And we're going to listen to our engine. And our engine's going to tell us what the surface is doing. If the engine's losing revs and we're bogging down, either we're going up steeper or we're digging in deeper. One or the other. Neither are good. Both are a sign you need a plan to bail.
You got that, Will? We're listening to the engine.
Yeah. Listening to the engine. Sounds pretty good.
Happy.
She's at max. We're not feeling like rock stars right now. Where is that drop? It's here. Yep,
Yeah,
there's
was a
that.
drop.
Do you see we just like dropped 2 stories? Did you expect us to drop 2
No, I
stories
didn't
there?
expect us to drop 2 stories.
Fact.
I don't think the boys in the back thought we were going to drop 2 stories either, Matthew.
I don't know if we're going to be able to climb as high as I did in the rolls. I need to turn north, and I just don't know if it's going to make sense. We're going to start to give it a shot because it levels here for a moment. Whoop! It turns into a hole.
You don't want to go into a witch's hole.
No.
Tell us what a witch's hole is.
A witch's eye.
Sorry.
Look at this. Wow. This is why people come to the dunes. Look how beautiful is it. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're going to go to
facing
this.
down now.
We're going to go to this next pitch here, and before we stop and enjoy our success. Yeah,
Can we look out that window, Will? It's amazing.
Here, why don't you guys get out?
Yeah.
So Matthew's got us up here to this epic view of these dunes, and I have to bring up something about the dunes that is even harder than the driving maybe. The navigating in the dunes is just next level, because if you have a checkpoint that's at the other side of that dune, you can't dead reckon that. You cannot drive straight through there. So the competitors have to go out and come back in. I mean, it completely changes the game tomorrow morning and this afternoon when they're catching some of these checkpoints, and then again down in Glamis. Navigation.
Now, the way the driver comes into play, obviously for lots of reasons, but if the driver's brave, skilled, experienced, has the equipment and such to get up high like this, it really helps the Navi, doesn't it? Because when you're down in the dunes, you're just looking at sand all around you with no idea where the driver's going to find a good route to get out of there. You get so spun around in the dunes as a Navi, it can be really frustrating.
So that's why it's a game changer, because sand is where teams have to be brilliant at driving and brilliant at navigating. In many other areas of the rally, the driver can compensate, or the navigator can compensate. But here, you both have to be on the money to win. Okay, well, let's get back in the car. This is too much fun.
Hey, should we try just playing for a minute?
Like in the sand, like with a bucket?
Yeah, like where you can do these big jumps. That was probably not very cool. You know, I gotta admit, the last time I did this, I was in the Sahara in Morocco, and the sand was softer. I slid all the way down the hill.
I was expecting so much more. Me too.
Oh well.
I've got sand in my lungs. Oh,
we'll do our best to do some entertaining.
I think you're better off in the car.
All right, let's go do
Come
that.
on. This has been so much fun, and I've learned so much, but I think we should go check in with the girls. So why don't you drop me off?
What about that dune over there? Can we go shoot over there?
Matthew, drop me off with Will, and we'll go check in with the ladies, and you can go play with the rest of the live crew.
All right, let's go.
Okay, give me your best checkpoint.
My checkpoint dance. Like
Perfect. Perfect.
like yes, that's my checkpoint thing.
Nice. You are the nice.
Usually I'm like looking for the next checkpoint. Already still looking for the next one. Oh my god.
That was the best baseball.
Actually, we don't do that, because then if other people see us do that, then they'll know that we were right, and then they'll go to our place. So actually what
really
we do
happens
is I go, one really fast. Okay.
Do you know, on that, earlier today, we were hiding up behind a pinnacle at Trona, like on our stomachs. And you were at that black checkpoint, and we were whispering in. And then somebody asked us, I think it might have been Will, he's like, well, doesn't everyone copy? I said, you know, if I know these two, the checkpoint was like 10 meters down the road, they clicked it, and then they came up and pretended it was here.
Absolutely, we've done that. We're like, time. Or we'll go, watch her face. See what her face looks like.
Oh my god, did we just get a checkpoint?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening.
So clearly we're having too much fun. I just saw Emily pull in. We have to make sure that we tone it down a little, because our recon is clearly the most fun I've ever had in
I'll
the
say,
desert.
all right, if boss is around, I need to go get my vest on. Do you have where's your vest?
Oh no.
Oh man.
My t-shirt says
I didn't think
Rebecca.
she was coming.
It's all right, we've got an interview there.
All
That'll be
right.
cool.
Yeah.
So, Dumont Dunes, the first time the competitors really saw sand, and I can tell you, I learned a lot. I'm so stoked to be travelling with Matthew Johnson. Give us a little bit of an overview of dune driving.
We covered a little bit of it in the video, but it's a new paradigm for a driver. You could have all the experience in other disciplines in the world, and you show up in the dunes, especially in a vehicle for the road like this. I mean, driving a Razor in the dune is a little different. We're driving a heavy vehicle with limited tire size and such, and it really requires a shift of your brain to successfully get through there. I see we've got some stats there.
We do, and today is not dunes. You know, it's all about the terrain. Today we're in an OHV area. It's a completely different type of driving, which we'll get to shortly. But yeah, you're right. Let's look at the stats. They are traveling 2,446 kilometers from Tahoe down to the border of Mexico. We have 72 competitors this year. That's 36 teams and 17 original rebels.
Now, these stats, I like to remind everybody, that's 2,446 kilometers if you drive the shortest route between all the checkpoints. Almost no one's going to be able to do that. Some people are going to be driving over 3,000 kilometers to get down to the end of the rally.
So before we get on to Stage 5, let's talk about the Stage 4 winners.
Okay.
It's a great drone shot there. Okay, we have Kaylee Miller and Tara Lynn, who were the 2017 winners. Tara Lynn lives in Hawaii, and last year when they competed last time together, Kaylee won the original Rebel. When they competed, they were in a 1999 TJ, which had no air conditioning. It was awesome, but no air conditioning is rough here in the desert. And this year they're in Kaylee's new 2020 with air conditioning.
I love about this team that they can both do both jobs. I mean, a lot of teams can do that, but they can do a winning role of either job.
So a couple of days ago, I forget which day it was, Matthew, they were trying to figure out who should drive, and we tossed a Choco Love chocolate bar, and Kaylee ended up being the driver that day. I think they did quite well. They should come back to us.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's have a look at the crossover
X-Cross winners yesterday.
We're calling it X-Cross this year. So we have Shelby Hall and Penny Dale again in the 2020 Bronco. Shelby is the granddaughter of our founder, Emily Miller, Miller's mentor, the famous Rod Hall. Shelby is an original Rebel, and this is her second year competing. And Hall's racing experience is with side-by-sides and driving her grandfather's legendary first-generation Bronco, the only production vehicle to win the Baja 1000. So that's a treat that she's now in the Bronco. Is that a fighter jet flying behind us?
Yeah, sorry. You know what I'd like to point out with Penny and Shelby, they did well early and separated themselves from the rest of the X-Cross field a little bit. But Rachel Rod and I were looking at Sabrina and Alyssa. All of them have won days since. And no one's going to let Shelby and Penny run away with it. But they do have a cushion. But should they make a mistake, get a flat at the wrong time, miss a green or something, then it's a three-way race again suddenly.
Yes, and we've got 3 vehicles, I think, coming in on the drone right now. We've got Paige up there. Let's have a look up on the screen.
Yeah, that section of road as we drove in had quite a few whoops, and you can see the nose of the vehicle just ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. It's hard to make time through there.
Oh, that's the G-Wagon. We'll hear it shortly here.
They're really testing out those fabricated Nick rear strut mounts. Remember, there were no rear wheels on that vehicle a few days ago.
Yeah, and then the following day they overheated, and I asked them how they felt about it, and they said, we're just grateful that we have something to overheat.
Yeah.
And then the next day they got sideways on a large hill, and their attitude right now is winning for me in terms of perseverance. Who's that? Is that a Bronco behind them? I can't see that.
We'll...
Oh, the Jeep Gladiator, Team 188, is the third one there.
Yeah, I think that's Wendy and Laura. Wendy Fisher's done the event several times, but she's had kind of a media bias each time, and she wasn't like a full-fledged competitor. Like, she was dragging somebody along that was going to do a lot of writing about it, and they were kind of in the event. And anyway, what I'm saying, Wendy now, paired with Laura, she gets to really flex her super focus muscles and be here as the competitor that she is in the rest of her life.
And in the beginning of this week, she came up to me and she said, Kiwi, I'm a physical competitor. I know that I can, she can jump off the highest mountains on skis, and she didn't feel confident that she was a mental competitor, but I can clearly see that her mental game is coming into play.
Definitely.
Let's bust out of this mode and go talk to some of these competitors.
All right, yeah, let's go get our eyes over here.
Is Will with us?
Will's ahead of us.
He's always 5 steps ahead. He
does that.
So here we've got Renee clicking her tracker at the blue checkpoint. Hey, Renee.
Hi, Katie.
You on a time crunch?
We are on
Go for it. We're not going to hold you back,
you,
girl.
babe.
In the game. Hey, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
How you doing today?
Good. Went down a bad road for quite a while, but we're gonna move on. So
Back on track. Nicely done. She's clicking her yellow brick tracker. Yellow Brick is our partner this year, and every competitor at every checkpoint needs to click the tracker.
That's her co-driver Wendy. We were just chatting about opening the door and hollering for Laura to get back in the truck.
Yeah,
so clearly they're under a bit of a time crunch.
Wendy has her game face on now. See if she's trying to plot the next checkpoint. So yeah, it's a mental game. I mean, Wendy's an Olympic skier and a legendary extreme skier, but this and that takes mental as well, but it's a different kind of mental. Once you get your head in the map, how's that mental game going, Fish?
It's flat today. I'm below sea level right now.
It's only early. Good luck out there, ladies.
Thank you. Yeah, I need it.
we'll be fine. See you guys later.
I'm going short distance now. My body's gone to short, or my brain short distance. It's short circuiting. That's what I want to say. All right. Bye, Katie.
Bye, guys.
Bye, my face.
Bye, y'all. Good luck.
Good luck. And we also saw Melissa Fisher and Amy Hopkins just slip through there. We didn't get to chat to them.
Yeah, we don't always see them, and then they just keep popping up way high on the standings. They're a really strong competitor team this year, and we see them often there, right up near the top.
So we're here in Razor OHV. And just to give the audience at home a little idea of where we're heading today, we go from this OHV down to Johnson Valley, home of King of the Hammers, very famous OHV area. And we've heard from Emily that it's pretty ripped up. And we were talking earlier, because of COVID, people are getting outside, and we think that's fantastic. But it's really important for people to remember to leave no trace. There's a plaque over there we just saw, please leave this campground as you found it. And I can say the Rebel organisation leaves no trace. It's very much part of our ethos, and everyone's very proud to know that when we leave, no one knows we've been there. So Matthew, why don't you read the course description?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm just wondering if you're going to start jumping up and down about these ants. I saw a few climbing over your shoe. I'm just waiting for one to climb.
I've got ant protectors on these pants.
Okay.
I'm dialed today.
I was like, I don't want to interrupt her, but there's becoming a worrying number of ants crawling around her feet.
They're quite large, aren't they? Okay, so let us know a little bit more about today's course.
Yeah, let's talk about today. Stage 5. Remember, this is day 2 of a marathon, so teams had no support last night other than some fuel and some camaraderie, right? That can be healing for a lot of the teams. So stage 5 today brings a wide variety of challenges to the competitors. Starting in the Dumont Dunes, teams will collect checkpoints in the dunes with options between regular and X checkpoints. Upon exiting Dumont, they'll drive south via pavement to Razor Open OHV area adjacent to the Mojave Preserve. The diverse terrain includes rocks and sand and will give teams another chance to rely on their compass and map skills to gain points. At the Green CP at the western end of the Razor and the Mojave Road, the teams will transit again via pavement past Newberry Springs, California, turning on to dirt via 2 options as they make their way to Johnson Valley Open OHV area. It's home to King of the Hammers, and hammered it is. The terrain is brutal. It's rocky. It's unforgiving. Car control and technique is key to keeping the vehicle together. Competitors will call Soggy Dry Lake home for base camp number 3 tonight.
And I think on the screen there, Matthew, we have a team coming in right now. The rookies are Catherine Gocher and Julia Bigwood in Team 137. They are the team whose roof rack came off the other day.
Crashed
flew down the
windows,
smashed 2 windows. They turn up at base camp smiling as usual. Another team with a sunny disposition, but always out there for a rookie team. They're really impressive.
I'll say another reason they're impressive to me is we've got a lot of the top teams that are multi-time competitors coming through early. Like the vehicles that have been coming through here, they're here already, right?
Yeah.
They're like the rookie team that seems to run higher up the order, just as far as progressing through the day. It seems that their time management goes quite well.
I agree. And they only just met. They met at a training, and I didn't even know that Julia was here until I got here. And I said, this isn't a training. She's like, I'm competing with Catherine, which is great. You know, the Rebel does training all throughout the year, and if you go onto our website, www.rebelrally.com, you can see when our training events are, and you can learn to rebel. Shortly here, we're going to take you through our starter package competition, and you can win that. It's worth over $700.
I tell you, their rover seems to move around. That Catherine and Julia's 2,000-year discovery.
She's getting out now. She's clicking it's Julia who is going to click the checkpoint.
I'm just saying, their vehicle seems to move along better than one that's 20 years old. They've got some good preparation in that thing.
Yeah,
to be
I
able
think
to
Catherine put some love into that.
Cruise along
sure.
as quick as they are through some of these whoops.
So just to give you a little bit more information on stage 5, it's 260 kilometres. 22 scoreable checkpoints, 5 of them are green, 2 of them are blue, 4 of them are black, and 6 are options for X checkpoints. Now let's just hit on that for a minute, because we had a really interesting conversation. This is a new thing this year. Competitors are allowed to make a choice between 2 checkpoints. So let's say it's checkpoint 15 or 15X. The competitors can choose to go for X and get more points.
X.
Thanks.
Hold your nose.
If I say X, okay, checkpoint X.
There we go.
But what we've noticed is that the competitors have been going for both of them. Not Emily and Chrissy designed it as an either or. And so you have to be confident and go, you can't get all the checkpoints today. So you have to know whether you're going for one or the other. And what the women are doing is they are choosing to go for both, and they're wasting a lot of time. I mean, I don't want to throw Chrissy under the bus, but she said that was a stupid decision.
Yeah, and so I was one, and this is just welcome to my life sometimes. I was one thinking it was a good idea to get the one that was the blue that was easy, and then go hunt the black X. And if you felt really confident about it, key it and get the points. But if you don't feel confident about it, you're covered because you got the blue and move on. But see, I was not aware of the length of these days. The girls are not going to get all the checkpoints.
It's stupid. You're wasting time.
That's what I understand. I also believe on the map, the way those checkpoints are, the checkpoints are arranged that the day keeps moving along, and having to go to both of them causes you to do some weird backtracking and wasting quite a bit of time. And those teams that are going for both, trying to have that like backup checkpoint the way my strategy was, they're consistently running out of time.
Yeah. Emily's quote this morning was, "This is a competition against the clock and the sun, and teams need to remember that. They can't complain they didn't have enough time. It's all about strategy." What is this team coming in? I'm going to step up here and car 138.
Yeah, that's Laura and Susan. Laura Moore and Susan Piper. Susan's a 3-year veteran. Laura's a rookie. That's not 138. We were wrong. Thank you. That's Lynn and Suzanne. Lynn Edens and Suzanne Beinenstock, both rookies from New York, and the 2020 Rubicon there.
Good props for East Coast teams.
Yeah.
I live on the East Coast.
Oh, I'll say, seriously though, I came from the East Coast. Getting your brain calculated to deal with this kind of landscape, it's beautiful and all, but you don't feel like you understand like your way to get around. You need some practice being in wide open spaces like this to
Here's Susan Piper in
wrap your head
138.
around it. Yeah, there we go.
And you know, none of them are getting out to play on the swing here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should go.
Well,
car number 1. Let's not play yet. Let's talk about the cars.
Yeah.
Car number 100. Okay, winners from last year in the Lexus.
Let's have can we cruise over there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's walk
We'll go
over
and
there.
have a chat
Let's
to
walk out to the checkpoint.
We're allowed. I've been let off my leash, according to the guy in my ear. We'll talk about that later, Nathan. Okay, yeah, the guy. Okay. So that's Susan Piper, CEO of Demos Shovels. She's clicking her tracker at the blue checkpoint. Good.
Hey, Susan.
Hello,
how's your day
ladies.
going?
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
We're fantastic. It's quite hot out here, but we've got a shaded area with a swing. If you want to come in and play on the swing, you can.
Would you like us to go play on the swing?
No, we're quite happy playing on the swing.
Okay, good.
You guys have a lot to do today.
We're certainly not going to mess up your competition for some recreation. We've got.
We're making good time today. We're a little ahead, so we're feeling good.
So Matthew, they're making good time. They're
Yeah.
feeling good.
Cool.
We're trying to figure out if this is actually our blue or if they're trying to trick us.
Okay, so that's a good
yeah.
thing to talk about.
For sure.
There's 2 groups, so you can't follow. You have to know where you are at all times. And if you make the mistake of seeing a blue and getting overexcited, you'll come and click that blue, and it will be the wrong blue. So you can see I'll step back and not get in their ear because I could probably be annoying.
Or tell them
I'd find
something you
myself
shouldn't.
annoying if... Oh, okay. See, thanks, Matthew.
Yeah, we just have to be careful.
I would find
don't we?
myself annoying if I was trying to plot a checkpoint right now and I was talking. But they seem to be on a good timeline. They're not stressed out. They really want to make sure that this is the correct blue checkpoint. Now, I'd like to bring up something that we talked about earlier for clarification. In 2017, when I competed, if you missed a green checkpoint, your day was a complete wash. It was over. And that pretty much has you out of the competition. So
Totally.
Chrissy and Emily have changed. Oh, we've got a runoff here. I hope she's not trying to find a bathroom. Yeah.
I'm not also.
I really hope she's not trying to find a bathroom. No, she's doing something smart. She's going to see what's down the next road so she can prepare for after they get this checkpoint. Or she's checking maybe around the corner. See, they'll put checkpoints around the corner from each other, so she's just making sure that she's not seeing any checkpoints.
Yeah, accuracy is really important. And if you're not, if the blue is not where your dot was that you mapped this morning, then you're going to take a few extra looks to make sure.
And notice here where Will is standing, we're kind of down, right? So yesterday we talked about when we were up at Trona Pinnacles, we talked about how the smart woman would stop and they would look into the valley first. And if you see that there's a whole series of roads, you can sometimes see the checkpoints. So whenever you're at a high point, last year Emily set a checkpoint at the top of a spring, and her intention was to have the competitors go up to the top of that checkpoint, but none of them did. And you know what? If they went up there, they would have seen all these roads leading to the flags, and they would have had probably 5 checkpoints done in short order. But instead, they chose not to go up there, and they didn't have that visual. Okay, so they're saying they didn't see anything.
Could add a bit. So
Taylor's just taken a heading. Go ahead.
the girls didn't have the convenience of nice big tables with bright lights above them this morning to do their plotting. They had their tools and
'Cause
such.
of self-camp.
They probably had to self-camp, plot on their hood this morning as they woke up from where they were self-camping. So that can have an impact on the accuracy of plotting their checkpoints today.
So remember, we are at the second half of the marathon stage. Yesterday when we went to Dumont Dunes, we left the competitors in the dunes to self-camp. So they had to feed themselves, they had to camp, they didn't have the luxuries of a base camp. So as Matthew said, if you're not in a wide open space with a table, you've got to plot in your tent with a light or get up this morning early and do it. And so we're thinking maybe accuracy is an issue today. How are you doing, Susan?
Yeah, doing well.
On a time crunch? Are you on a time crunch?
No, not too bad. We're on budget.
On budget?
We set up a budget for the day of kind of where we want to be in each zone. So we're doing great. We're right on time.
Great strategy.
Oh, so we just set up a budget of time for each area because there were 3 different areas and there's a 2-hour transit. So we basically only allowed ourselves at Dumont Dunes. Like if we don't get something, we just keep going because you just cannot get so attached to finding one thing. You've got to let it go and keep moving down the course. The goal is to get it to camp at the correct time or else you time out and lose your day.
So thank you for that, because we just talked about that very thing in terms of strategy, and you've just verified that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
good luck out there.
Okay, thank you. Take care, guys.
Hey, can I?
So go ahead, Matthew.
Can I do
Matthew wants to say
an
something.
automotive thing? I've just been dying to talk about the creativity of the fabrication of the front bumper on their Lexus. If I can talk about it once, then it'll be off my mind because it is so cool. You just don't see this level of fabrication of a front bumper. That's one of one. But it totally recreated the look of the front of this Lexus.
It's so stealth.
Driving down the interstate, you've got no idea. This is all steel. That's all steel. There's an LED light bar hidden in here. There's a huge winch here, an 18,000-pound winch hiding in there. Huge tow points. You could pick this baby up from a helicopter if you needed to. Yet, 60 miles an hour going down the road, no one's going to notice anything is up with this ride. And I just think that's so clever. I don't know who built that thing, but props.
Hey, Laura, I'm jealous of your mommy wagon. She's too busy. She's too busy checking for accuracy. That's the name of the game. They get them all tired and all relaxed in Dumont Dunes, and then they potentially have some accuracy issues, which we might be seeing here. Now, while Do we have any cars coming, Nathan? Can you see?
I think we've...
Okay, so we've got about 2 minutes, so let's have a talk about...
You know, I noticed on the map earlier there's a railroad further. Like, do trains still come by there? Do you know anything about that?
In a few moments, we are going to talk to the owner of this property, and his name is Dennis. We just met him, and there's some really interesting local law about this area. But first, let's pull up the map, and Paige can get his crayons out, and we can pinpoint exactly where we're at. Okay, crayons. What colour do we have today? Red. There we go. That was base camp 1. Thank you, Paige. Then we transited down to base camp 2. Okay, so that we started up in Tahoe, then we went to base camp 1, and then we went to base camp 2. Now here from base camp 2, we went out to Trona Pinnacles. No, Dove Springs.
Dove Springs.
Caught myself.
That's with all those big hits and those big climbs.
Yep. And that was a day about making good decisions, and we had a few moments where there were not so good decisions made.
Yesterday morning, over to Trona Pinnacles. That was some fun stuff. Those are beautiful.
I'd never seen anything like it.
They're tufa spires, I've been told by resident geologist Will.
And now we're pulling back. Wow, this is so high tech. Look at that. Now the maps is just going to get more and more.
There's Trona beginning of yesterday. Yesterday was a long day. A lot of miles to cover yesterday. And I was pretty tired when we got to Dumont.
But then luckily we got to go to the hot springs, which was the highlight of the live cruise. Oh, sorry, that's a secret. Okay, so Dumont, and now you can see where we are right now at Razor Road OHV area. And when we turned up, we were lucky enough to meet Dennis Robinson, who we are going to go and get. Let's wander over. He's chatting with Emily. Look at this swing. I mean, we're in the middle of the desert. I can tell you this used to be a train station. Look at this swing over here. While he's talking to Emily, I think we should just check it out. Yeah, see, I could spin. Oh, Will. I just about straddled Will. Sorry. Another poor choice of words.
Here, let me give you some shoves. I mean, push.
Push me, Matthew.
Give you a little push.
Oh, this is perfect. So perfect.
How high are we going?
Here we are at Razor OHV. Oh my gosh, the breeze. I could just sit here all day. My turn to play. Excellent. Okay, now he's going to push me too high and I'm going to fly off. All right, let's break out. Hey, Emily.
Oh. You're going to have to jump off.
I am going to have to jump off. We're going to fall over.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. I'm going to give Dennis maybe my mic.
Okay, and take mine?
That way, no, that way you can have a chat to Dennis.
Okay.
Can I interrupt? We have a vehicle coming in. What number is it, Nathan? 146 and 108, and they're going to come in and grab this blue checkpoint right behind us. But first I'd like to introduce you to Dennis Robinson. We met Dennis when we pulled in, and he owns this property. I'm going to give you this mic, Dennis, and Matthew's going to ask you some questions and give us some local law. Would you mind?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Yeah, Dennis, nice to meet you. Thanks for having us around today and such. Katie told me a little bit about a railroad that used to do a lot of work coming right through this area.
Yeah, if you look back over this way, we can walk over here.
We can't go far.
Yeah, you see the remnants right here. And back before World War II, we needed a lot of steel to build ships.
Sure.
The Freedom ships, they called them, and they were built in Mare Island up by San Francisco. At that time, Kaiser Steel, way off in the background, where there's a mine, probably 25 miles.
I mean, that mountain over there has the color like there's a lot of ore in that mountain, doesn't it?
So what they would do is they were mining the ore, bringing it down to Kelso.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing it down to Kelso, and they would load it onto the rail cars, and the railroad ran right through here, all the way down to Fontana, Ontario, California.
Okay.
Kaiser Steel had a plant. They would make the steel there, then they would ship it to Mare Island, build into Freedom
Can you
ships.
remind me, is it smelting? How you take iron ore and get it really hot, and then you can create steel out of that, right?
And they would roll it out into big steel plates, so they could build the ships up in Mare Island.
Wow, that's really cool.
The 20 Mule team, borax.
Okay.
Not specifically the 20 Mule team, but there's a couple of old borax mines. and they would transport the borax from the hills all the way to Los Angeles.
And borax, I know, has been used in cleaning. Are there other ways borax is used?
Aluminum.
Oh, it's in aluminum?
Yeah,
okay.
And other processes for steel.
Okay.
You know, with the ore, zinc, borax, they all use that during the process.
Really mineral-rich area here.
Can you tell us about the 3 graves over the way?
Oh yeah, if you go south of here through Afton Canyon going towards Basin Road,
okay.
Back around 1870, there's a lot of older mines back in that area. There was a miner that needed help doing some mining work, so he rode his horse into Barstow and sent a Western Union telegram down to Los Angeles looking for workers.
Okay.
A couple of weeks later, 3 gentlemen showed up on their horses. They rode all the way from Los Angeles up here to work for the old miner. They worked one day, and they started drinking and got intoxicated that night. The 3 guys from Los Angeles.
Okay.
They tried robbing the miner. The older gentleman ended up killing all 3 of them.
Oh, geez.
And he took and buried them. And to this date, the rock graves, all 3 of them are still there, and you can hike over and actually see where he had buried these 3 individuals.
Wow, that just brings to me like the term wild, wild west. It was wild out here in the west.
So here's what I heard. Let's not come to your place tonight and get drunk and rob you, because we'll end up.
It won't go well. He already knows how to handle those situations.
We know where some holes are.
We are sure as hell not going to rob our new friend Dennis. Thank you so much for letting us come to your property.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have met you, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Well, we never heard of the Rebel Rally, but believe me, I'm going to spread the word.
Cool.
It sounds phenomenal.
Thank you so much, Dennis.
Thank
you have
you.
a great time
Thanks.
camping out here. Let's head back to the screen, Matthew. I hear there's 3 more cars coming in. I'm walking past our founder, Emily Miller. Emily, are you going to talk to us today? Yeah, sure. Well, we're going to look on the screen and just see what cars are coming in. And so if you want to have a chat, just wander on over.
I think we're going to see Chris
Or
and
maybe
Emily
she'll see.
Benzie
You never
here
know
pretty
with the
soon.
infamous Emily. You can talk to us now if you want. Oh, we've got the Benzies rolling in. Hold on. So
I'll pull out my phone and see if I can figure out how they are doing today.
The
They're right there at
Benzies
the front
are
of the
the
leaderboard.
most gentle, sweet, kind woman you will ever meet. They're a mother-daughter team. I've never seen them fight. We talk to them about, what's it like in the car? Do you ever fight? And they say, no, we don't. And it's just all unicorns and roses with those 2. And they are fierce. You cannot mess with the Benzie girls. They have a proprietary enduro strategy that they willingly teach other competitors.
They're the only team, I think, that's gotten 100% on every on-time enduro this whole event.
Let's go and talk to them.
Okay, great.
Okay, so when they hit this checkpoint, they'll be tied for second place.
Yeah, we don't
can't
tell them that.
Okay, so they're probably in a rush.
See the Nissan in the background showing up with Lynn and
here
Sedona
comes Team
also.
Nissan. Hello.
Frontier.
I was just saying we'd never ever catch you with anything other than a smile. Are you 2 loving life today as usual?
Hey, how'd the dunes treat you this morning?
Those are awesome dunes. I've never been in there, and those are like mammoth, but without the fear of like falling into it, which is I.
They're like the perfect size to just surf and have a great time and not worry about like rolling or getting lost. They're not like so wide, So
you'd never been there. What a treat for self-camp then.
Last 2 years we've done it. We haven't gone to Dumont.
Yeah, it's our 3rd year, but they haven't self-camped there for 2 years. So.
See, there's always something new every year. Well, thank you so much. We won't keep you, ladies. Bye-bye. Okay, I love it when competitors stop and smell the coffee. See, you're looking at the view. There's a swing in here if you want to come and have a turn.
No, I'm still competing. On the map it says that the blue should be at a railroad grade. So I wanted to see if this is where the old railroad was.
Okay, so check this out. They're not looking at the scenery like I thought. These 2 are fierce competitors. And they are looking here at a, what did you say you're trying to do as a competitor?
It says a railroad.
Okay.
Railroad, and that talks about the old railroad.
on the map it says a railway road, and this monument talks about the old railroad. So they are smart, looking at all sorts of features to figure out exactly what is on the map.
Make sure this blue is really our blue and not a
And like we said earlier, they are making sure that this blue is actually their blue. And they're not going to get any information from us. And if I know these two, they're waiting for me to say something wrong. Sponsored by Bettini. 2017 winners, and a team that's right in the hunt this year. Let's go talk to Nissan. Oh no, Matthew's pointing at something. What have you found, Matthew?
Karen Hohen and Dana Saxon just rolled up.
Okay, so we haven't talked to Dana Saxon and Karen Hohen, and I have to say, Hohen Motors has been with the rally from the start. Without Hohen Motors and partners like Total Chaos, the Rebel Rally would not be where it is today. And so we have huge props for Hohen Adventures. And look, their cars are always wrapped so beautifully. If Karen has time, she might talk to us a little bit about this wrap. I'm not going to disturb Dana because these two... Oh, look at, I don't want to disturb her. These two are really in the hunt this year. And what's cool, and I asked them yesterday, do they miss their daughters? Often their daughters are competing alongside them, and they really miss them. It's quite a neat set of two teams here. Hello.
Hello there.
It's so great to see you. We were just saying.
To see you too.
We were just saying, without Hohen Motors, the Rebel would not be where it is today. And oh, don't cry. Why don't you? Do you have 2 seconds to tell us a little bit about your wrap?
Yes, I do. So the wrap is, traditionally over the years we have done Southwestern themes. So the first year we did California symbols, and she used to be Team Artichoke. Then we did Southwestern rugs, and so for 2 years she had a blue rug pattern, which was really beautiful, and all the other rugs that we did on the Porsche and the F-Pace, the other LR4 were just beautiful, and we kind of wanted to stay with a geometric design. They seem to really show up nicely on the cars, and so we went with Southwestern tiles. This is actually a Malibu tile, and we love it. This is her second year in that dress.
So that's their dress, and this is their third teammate. But we also have to say a little bit about, we call, all of the Rebels call you Mama Hohen, and you and Dana are one of 2 teams that have competed in every Rebel together. This must be such an amazing part of every year for you, especially this year with COVID. Talk a little bit about how you've been together for 5 years.
First of all, I have the most amazing teammate, and I can't imagine doing it without her. And we have the best time together. There's never tension in our car. We have the same goals about what we want to do in the Rebel. And yeah, we just mark October off. This is what we do in October. We do the Rebel, and I hope to do it until I can't get in the car any longer, and they just have to say, okay, Mama Hohen, it's time to knock it off, because we can't push you in the car any further or any longer. So.
Oh my God, you are such an inspiration. I love every time I see the 2 of you. And again, I want to say it one more time, Hohen Motors has been with the rally from day one, and without them, Emily wouldn't be here today, neither would the Rebel Rally. So thank you so much, and I know you guys are in the hunt, so you better get back out there.
Yeah, we were more in the hunt a few days ago, and
you know what it's like.
We kind of like to start at the top, and then we like to drop down into a nice, comfortable middle of the pack. That just feels good to us. And I want to say, none of us would be here without Emily. She is remarkable. I'm so glad she forged forward this year. It would have been so easy to give it up. It would have been easy for others to say, hey, you're not doing it. We're not going to issue permits. And everybody just worked together. But it was Emily's belief that this can still happen. And I'm not giving up just because everybody else is. And kudos to Emily. We love her. Emily is in each and every one of our heads. You know, you do this thinking you're going to touch your head, and then you touch your helmet. I also try to scratch my head like this. I'm like, well, how come that's not working?
The infamous Rebel helmet. Hey, I've got goosebumps. You know what? We all wondered whether this would go ahead, and Emily just said, we're doing this come hell or high water, and we're all so grateful to be out here. Good luck today. Thank you very much.
Bye,
Who else
Karen.
should we talk to? Should we talk to Kendra? Or FJ Anna.
Maybe. Give me your mic.
You know, we're going to catch whoever wants to talk to us.
Hand this over. Hand this over.
Hand
it over.
Hand it over.
No, to them.
Oh, okay. Do you have a minute to talk?
Sure, go for it.
Go for it. I'm going to give you this mic.
Okay.
We'll stay out of Kendra's way. You're going to jump out, Kendra? So Kendra, the navigator, is getting out. We're going to stay out of your way. Tell us how your day's going.
Our day is going really well. We had a blast in Dumont Dunes this morning. It was super fun. It was a really nice warm-up to getting to Glamis, sort of, you know, getting back into reading the dunes.
You're a stunt driver, right?
Huh?
You're a stunt driver?
I am a stunt woman, a career stunt woman. Yeah, I do a lot more than drive, but I'm
great.
Yeah.
And have you ever had to drive dunes as a stunt woman?
No.
Well, now you've got a new thing under your belt as a stunt woman, right?
I really do love it. Yeah. Yeah, it's super fun.
And how was South Camp last night? Did you enjoy yourselves?
So much fun. We were all, I think about 4 or 5 of us went and found this sort of spot in the shade, and before we knew it, the entire contingent was lined up. We were all there all together, and it was super fun because sometimes people get into cliques, and this was just sort of a situation where old and new got to just mingle, and it was really a fun night.
Hold on, I was going to say that is really good to hear because sometimes it does get divided.
That's right.
But I can see Kendra behind you nodding her head. Give me the microphone.
We have to go now.
Yeah, I'm not going to get in the middle of this competition. Bye, Kendra. Bye. Good luck out there. Okay, let's see how Andrea and Anna are doing in the Toyota. I know how much you like the Toyotas, Matthew. Not that we're biased. Hold on.
Is her audio going to work all the way over there?
Do you have time to chat?
Yeah, just pass that to her.
For a short minute. We're going to hand a mic in to you. There you go, Anna.
Oh, okay.
So I just heard from another team that South Camp was really great because it wasn't divided and you were all together, old and young, which means young and new and old rebels.
I was going to say, who are you calling old?
You guys are legendary rebels. How cool that you were all there and able to make some of the rookies feel comfortable.
It was really great. We camped by the team that has the old Bronco, and they were a little bit nervous about Glamis, so we were able to kind of give them just a few pointers about what they will see on the map to hopefully make them a little bit less concerned when they go in there the first time.
Good on you.
Because I remember how it was when I went there the first time. It was really scary.
Yeah.
So it's good to at least know what you can look for to get yourself oriented.
Now, any challenges you faced today, or
Tricky blues.
Tricky blues.
tricky blues?
Emily's got blues that are really close together today.
We were just talking about that. People are, and you know, the lack of accuracy maybe from the South Camp. You might have got up a little late or had to plot in your tent and you didn't have those nice tables.
I think our plotting was right on. It's just that, you know, typically a blue, it's not going to be more than 30 meters from another blue. And we've had that yesterday and one today again.
Yeah.
So we have to be a little bit more spot on with our triangulation.
All right, I'm going to take that mic from you and let you go because I know that you guys are in the hunt and we don't want to get in your way. So good luck out there.
Thank you. We'll see you guys.
We are going to let Will sort himself out here because I see a battery on the ground and a little bit of dishevelment. You all right?
Let's
go to a commercial break while we get ourselves together and go back into the shade. Flies? Oh.
Hi, I'm Justin from Wagon Tech, a company that has been in the Bay Area of California for over 37 years. As an automotive lifestyle company, we provide products that give you power, comfort, and convenience for the road ahead. Power means having a hot cup of coffee no matter where you are. Comfort is enjoying your trip. Convenience is having the tools you need when you need it. With Wagon Tech, you'll always be road ready.
Live streams have 20 times more engagement than normal video. It allows for more ad dollars, sponsorship opportunities, and most importantly, an incredible opportunity to grow your brand. In motorsports, it's crucial to keep your fans close to the action, whether that be mounting a camera directly in a car, following the coverage from the air, or setting up cameras throughout the course. Live View takes away from the technical drama of getting a high-quality production out there, so you can focus on what you do, creating quality content.
Oh, that's a shot of the I think it's a would you call it a monument that's from the old railway?
Sure, and talked about how the railway replaced the 20-team mule.
Yeah, this is a really cool area, and how lucky were we to arrive and have Dennis, the owner, turn up to give us all this local lore. So one thing I want to bring up, we're going to play a clip here in a minute called Proving Ground, and this rally was set up as a proving ground not only for the vehicles and the OEMs that participate, it's for the competitors, it's for the staff that work on the road. I can tell you right now, everything we're doing with Live is absolutely a proving ground. We are experimenting and taking risks and trying new things to try and get this very, very remote show dialed in daily.
I'd like to add something to that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you asked if they had not have been as accurate plotting this morning. That's an example of something I just was thinking about. If I was camping, it'd be hard for me to plot well the next morning, right? But they were like, no, we're fine. We plotted right. It's just as accurate. You know, they corrected us. And that's the thing about a live show. Sometimes we're trying to help you follow like you're here and answering questions that we all have. Sometimes we're just postulating what could be the answer. We're not fact. We don't get a chance to research everything as it's happening before we can answer.
Sometimes we're making it up on the fly. And so if you have any questions, just put it in the comments on Facebook or send us a question, because I think tomorrow or maybe tonight we can do a Q&A section.
That'd be fun.
Well, I saw one the other day. It was, do you have to be a professional driver to do this event? Absolutely not. I competed and I am not a professional driver. I've learned a lot from Matthew, but the rally has training, and we have Chris Walker with us who trains a lot of the competitors, and you can learn to navigate. There's training online, and so you don't have to be a professional driver, and you know, if there's a will, there's a way with this competition.
For sure.
So let's go and have a look at the Proving Ground video. We should have got Will.
The Rebelle is this incredibly unique proving ground because it's so authentic. It will throw everything it's got at a person, a product, or a vehicle, and that's weather, temperature, altitude, and terrain. The Rebelle really gives people and companies a chance to try their vehicle in every type of environment that it was designed to be driven in. People don't realize that these are engineering masterpieces. Especially in the women's market, it's really important that the Rebelle is not a watered-down event. It is tough for anyone at any level.
I have a lot of respect for the other women who are in stock vehicles because this is not easy.
I love that it's an opportunity for ladies to get together, to challenge themselves mentally, physically. The 8 days of competition is extremely demanding. You get an opportunity to step out of your comfort zone and push yourself to the next level.
The Rebelle is designed for the vehicles in our driveway, not for race cars, tube chassis vehicles. They're street legal cars that we drive every day. It was great to see the engineers at Honda really step up and say, this is where we want to test our vehicles.
At Honda, everybody has such a specific expertise within the company, and so this really allows them to, get a broader vision and exposure to the vehicle as a whole rather than just their own specialized component.
I really love our partners because they want our feedback. They want us to tell them what's working and what isn't working. We went the extra mile with this proving ground by putting in our technology partner, Mapbox.
It's a really exciting opportunity for us to get to work through the hardest questions that we have as a company trying to build a platform. What we need is to be able to give human beings better ways of making decisions and interpreting information. And so this is a really good, very close feedback loop between the paper map and the human being, and then you have to go out into the real world and find that place.
Seeing what's on the map versus how we've designed it is really a proving ground for what is our understanding of what a map means to someone.
What Mapbox is able to do is to take all this data and be able to put it into a map and a dashboard that companies can literally show to the world, or they can be sitting in an office halfway across the country or the world and be watching real time or near real time their product performance. And that is unique. It may be this analog event, an analog competition, but it has this incredible technology backbone that we built into it. We don't say that the Rebel is going to change your life. We just say that we've created a platform and it's your movie. But what we've seen and how we've seen people change is incredible.
I thought I was going to come into this learning a lot about navigation and driving, and I think the biggest thing I've learned about is about teamwork and perseverance, and letting other people believe in you more than you believe in yourself until you believe in yourself as much as they do.
Crossing the finish line on the final day of the Rebel Rally is a badge of honor, because you have just gone through everything that we could throw at you, and you survived it. I always say that the Rebel is like this Wizard of Oz journey, that whatever lesson you need to learn, it's going to be handed to you on the Rebel.
So we really need to get down the road here, Matthew, but before we do that, let's tell the audience a little bit about our starter package competition. If you go on to rebelrally.com right now and you sign up for our newsletter anytime this week, the rules are on there, but just sign up for the newsletter. You'll get a daily update about what's going on, and you can go in to win everything on this table, which is worth over $700. First off is our Total Chaos bag, which is waterproof, which is, I love it. I use it mountain biking and I use it in the car. My kids are always trying to steal it. And then another bag here, the Road Tripper duffel, that opens up quite big. A good one to throw in your bag when you buy or acquire things on a travel.
Sure, and look how small it folds up when you're not packing it full of things.
And that's from Big Agnes. We have a bunch of Rebel Rally stickers and bandanas.
That must be the meat of the $700, right?
Yeah, for sure, the stickers. And a buff here and a great Rebel beanie, which we were not going to be needing for the next few days, I can tell you, but we will be needing our masks. A Corksicle water bottle. These keep everything cold all the time. I love them. A Rebel's most important tool. You can't do the Rebel Rally without a compass. And so we've got a Sunto compass here. Some chocolate, which isn't too soft yet. We might actually have to eat these two and then have some other ones in the fridge.
Sounds good to me.
This fantastic light from Wagon Tech. They're a new partner this year, and for anything automotive, they are the place to go. And this here is my favourite thing in the whole package. Matthew and I both love this. It's a Wagon Tech jumper. And so this will jump my Suburban, which I've had to do a few times for some minor mistakes. I've also jumped people on the side of the road and our boat one day. What are you laughing at?
No, it's just funny. People look at you with their Suburban on the side of the road, and you come out with that like you're going to help them, and they're like, "What is this chick doing?"
They do brush me off.
Yeah.
And then I pull out these two little tiny clasps and start their car, and it's a wonderful moment every time. Yeah. My kids love it. And then we've got here from Trail Naturals some zinc face stick. Probably should have put that on earlier. And our Cafe Moto coffee. We certainly need that. And then the finale. This is old, but let's talk a bit about this, Matthew.
Yeah, if you've just tuned in, then you have missed us getting stuck and using Max Trax so far.
A few times now.
Ideally, there's a little bit of spinning tire on this one. You would get a pair of these in new condition, but we have a used one here showing you. Max Tracks can double as shovels. They can double as ramps. You can use it to smooth a transition over some rocks or such. Or most importantly, you can bury it in the sand in front of your tires and bop up out from a stuck
You will not
condition.
find a Rebel on this event without one pair or two pairs of Max Tracks.
Yeah.
They're our favourite tool. So with that, please go to our website, www.rebelrally.com, and sign up for our newsletter. Be sure, if you want to follow along and want to see where the competitors are out there somewhere, download YB Races app and you'll be able to see where the competitors are. That does not show that they're in front. You must go to our scoring page, which you always memorize. What is it?
Sure. Well, you go to rebelrally.com. Click live, and then you'll see scoring. When you're on scoring, you can look at the overall standings, and those are updating all the time through the day. So
in real time.
Yeah, in real time. That's where we look. You can look the same place we do to see what's going on out there. Also, make sure you click today's day 5. So if you want to follow along checkpoint per checkpoint today, you click on day 5 of the event. Remember, 4x4 is split into A group and B group to keep them from following each other, basically. And then there's C group is our X cross class.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. And our next show will be at our more remote base camp down in Johnson Valley. It's a really cool area, and we don't have as many of the luxuries, but it's still pretty luxurious. And so we need to get down the road. We're going to jump in the car here and we're going to race down there to set up for our live show tonight. Is it 5 or 6? It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out and we'll let you know on social, but we'll see you tonight at the finish line. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks
see you
for joining
soon.
us.
Another Rebel. People had to work hard for this. Not only just for the top positions, but to just get to the finish line. I think a lot of women really thought about quitting the first day or two. And they really dug down deep and stayed with it. But boy, they were tested. It was like a big, long march to get to the finish line.
Life can throw you a curve, send you down an unexpected path. But navigating the rocky moments is part of the adventure. To help you discover what's been missing.
Bandit! Why did you run off?
Introducing the 2021 Telluride Nightfall Edition.
Iridium is more than just a satellite company, making connections anywhere, to anything, or anyone. There's no other network like it. Operating in low Earth orbit, Iridium is still the only commercial satellite system where calls and data are passed from satellite to satellite. Safety and reliability are in Iridium's DNA. Trusted by people and organizations in some of the world's most challenging environments, Iridium remains committed to helping make the world a safer place. As we look to the future, the possibilities are endless.